laughing now? Who's laughing now? Hail to the Deadites! Hail to the Deadites! Hail to the Deadites! Hail to the
Oh, so that's how you do that. Oh, hi. How's it going?
Repeating the bit.
I have no idea what you're talking about. Repeating what bit?
Oh my god. Welcome to Hail to the Deadites, the show where Chris repeats the same bit at the intro and acts like he doesn't know what he's talking about, I mean.
I have no idea what you're talking about. Hi, everyone. Screwheads and Deadites. How's it going? G and I are here on Hail to the Deadites to bring you a very special episode with a very special guest. But first, G, we got some news to talk about today, don't we?
We do. On our recording date, which is February 8th, the pre-orders for Evil Dead the game came out, and Evil Dead fans all over the world have really, really empty wallets today.
Yes, they do. And some of us, unfortunately, have empty hearts because we missed out on the pre-order. If our lovely Martin from behind the scenes could can roll the clip like Linda's rolling head to show one of the pre-order bonuses and some details, and then we'll dive in.
There's something in the woods. Something evil. Something dead. Something that wants to swallow your soul. Evil Dead, the game. They got up on the wrong side of the grave. Pre-order now to receive the Ash Williams Air Smart employee and Gun at Night outfits from Army of Darkness. Groovy.
Woo-wee, what a trailer!
There's honestly, I can't tell you how many times I've rewatched that today, which is when it first dropped alone.
I know.
Because there's so much to unpack in that trailer. First of all, for many other people's favorite Evil Dead movie, Army of Darkness, as you can see, there are two pre-order bonuses, which are the S-Mart skin and the night skin for Ash. But in the video itself, and he just fell off the table. He fell off into the rift. The Deadites got him. There's a couple things that are in that trailer that are really cool if you go back and see. One is you can see a hint of being able to possess a tree as a Kandarian demon, because as Cheryl is running in the woods, you can see the trees moving. They showed the Dark Ones just hanging out, ready to mess stuff up. And there's just, oh my god, like, if I continue to talk, we're gonna go over time limit. But
I know we need a whole other podcast episode just to dissect the trailer.
But go back and rewatch that when you guys can, and you'll see, like, frame by frame, there's so many little Evil Dead Easter eggs and tidbits in there that are just I'm so excited for this game.
Me too.
But Lauren, if you could do us a favor and pull up the Evil Dead Ultimate Edition. Well, first of all, here's some pictures from an article that there's going to be a link below. There's a new article that is an interview with, I believe, Tim Willits, who is the head of Saber Interactive, where he's giving new information regarding Evil Dead the game and how it works in terms of playing as the survivors, playing as the Deadites, how possession works, the environment, the different Ashes that you can play as. As you can see, we had OG Ash, and there we have New Age Ash, or Old Man Ash, and then Cheryl. Yes, it's your sister Cheryl. We got Kelly and Pablo, the Ghost Beaters, and then here it is. I don't know if we can pause it here, but this is all the stuff that you do with the Ultimate Edition. You get a hardcover art book for the game. You get the pre-order skins of S-Mart Employee Ash and Gallant Knight Ash. You get this Groovalicious looking t-shirt concept art. You get the deluxe edition of the game, which I believe comes with the season 1 pass with DLC. This lovely box that everything comes in. You get a vinyl of the soundtrack for the game, and the Trick or Treat Studios Necronomicon Ex Mortis prop. In addition to these little trading card postcards looking things that speak to the goofiness of the series, and then a Tom Savini design skin of Ash, a steelbook. We all love steelbooks.
It's gonna be Christmas in May.
It's jam packed with.
There's so much stuff in it.
Overloaded, like it's gushing with Evil Dead goodness. Gushing, like, blood gushing everywhere and whatnot. I wasn't trying to do a little Evil Dead ASMR. Relax over there.
Yeah.
But it's so jam packed and overstuffed with so many Evil Dead goodies. I cannot wait. Even though I already own one of the Trick or Treat Studios Necronomicons, I'm like, maybe I want another one. Maybe I can get one to keep in the box, one to open. Maybe I got the wrong one, like in Army of Darkness. I got to grab the right book and say the words. Who knows? But hopefully more pre-orders are available soon, because as of right now, a lot of them seem to be sold out for a lot of different consoles. I recently checked and I saw PC still has a couple left, but the console of choice for me, PlayStation 4, at the moment is sold out. So Boss Team Games, if you're watching this, please add more. I know it's limited edition, but come on. Throw the biggest Evil Dead fans a bone here.
We're literally giving you free promo.
We're giving you free promo. Like, come on.
Buy the game. Buy the game. Buy the game.
Buy the game. And
buy the game. Come on the podcast and talk about the game. Free publicity. Come on the podcast.
Exactly. And then hit us up with an advanced copy of the game, and we can advertise it on here. I call dibs on Evil Dead 1 Ash, by the way, G.
That's fine. I want to play as Cheryl.
You want to play as Cheryl? Okay, cool. Yeah. Brother, almost like the figurative brother and sister we are on the show.
Yeah.
So we're family here. So I dig it. What are you mostly looking forward to in the game from what little we know about it so far?
I'm just excited to play it. Like, a lot of the video games I play are like farming games. I'm not like a
farming
I'm not
simulator,
like a fighting
Stardew
game.
Valley.
Yeah, Stardew Valley.
I freaking knew it.
Oh man. So I got the Xbox pre-order because I didn't realize there was a PC one.
Oh no. Are you able to
I have
change
an Xbox, so it's fine.
Okay.
And honestly, I don't think my computer could run the game.
That's what I'm concerned about as well.
Yeah.
Like, I have a gaming PC, but we'll see.
Yeah, so I'm just excited to hook the Xbox up to my computer and stream the game so that there's documented footage of me discovering all the cool little Evil Dead tidbits. Yes. I'm so excited. I'm going to have to take that weekend off work. Or, I mean, I guess I won't be working because it's the weekend, but...
I'm taking the whole week off.
Friday
Are you kidding me? I'm taking the whole week off. I'm like, I'm going on vacation.
Yeah.
I'm going to a cabin in the woods.
Yeah. That's there's 7 days that week. You do Evil Dead Sunday. You do Evil Dead 2 Monday. People that like Army of Darkness can watch that on Tuesday. If not, that could be your day of rest. Season 1 of the show, Thursday. You could probably do season 2 and 3 on Thursday. Game on Friday, game on Saturday, game on Sunday, back to work.
Oh, exactly. You know what? That is the perfect. Everyone, write that down. That is your schedule.
I might actually do that now. I'm thinking about it. I mean, I just got my boyfriend into the Evil Dead.
Nice.
Like last year, so we're watching Ash vs. Evil Dead for the first time.
That's awesome.
He loves it. It's so great. He gets so excited. It's so much fun.
That's one of the things I love about this franchise is being able to share it with other people. And like, so there are some people who they would think that they wouldn't be interested, and then they start checking out. They're like, "Oh my god, this is great!" Like Evil Dead is for everybody. It's for the whole family. Everyone can enjoy it. The scares, the laughs, the blood, the gore, all of it. I'm speaking of sharing. I just saw Martin's comment in the chat. Speaking of sharing, the Evil Dead experience. I think that's what I'm mostly looking forward to in terms of the game. Like there's a lot I'm looking forward to, but I think the number one thing is finally having an Evil Dead game that instead of just telling someone about it or showing it to someone, I can experience it with them because it is a multiplayer game. And they just announced today it's cross-platform. So no matter what system you're playing on, Switch, PlayStation 3, PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, Xbox One, Xbox One S, PC. You can play it with anyone across the platforms. And I think that's just a wonderfully groovy thing to be able to share the experience, the ultimate experience in grueling terror.
Yeah,
with-
and that's exciting because that means we can play the game together.
Exactly, and I can't wait. And we're gonna have to see if we can teach Martin and Steve how to play.
Yeah.
But hopefully they'll be up to the task.
It might not happen because I'm not a gamer at all.
Oh, you will be once this game comes out, buddy.
Well, actually, I was before, but then I got married and it stopped right there.
Tell the family it's for the podcast.
Perfect. I'll let
It's
my
research.
There you go.
I'll let my
It's
wife
research.
know, and I'm sure my daughter will enjoy it.
Yeah, she'll probably play it with you.
Exactly. Well, folks, we have a very special episode for you today because we have an OG cast member from the original Evil Dead that will be joining us in a few moments. We have the original Linda herself, Betsy Baker, in the house, or in the cabin, whichever terminology you prefer. But before we get to that interview, we got a song for you. This is Evil Dead by Roadside. Such a special treat for you today.
Ladies, oh, you're gonna do that? Okay.
You can go ahead.
Yeah, we have Betsy Baker here. You know her as Linda from the Evil Dead, and we're so excited and honored to have her on our show.
The OG.
It's nice to be here.
How are you
It's
doing?
nice to be OG, quite frankly. It's just
Yeah.
nice to be OG. It's nice to be here.
We're so glad to have you. How's it going on your side of California right now?
It's going really well. I mean, I hate to say for everybody that's below freezing that it's very warm here. It's so warm we've got the windows open, but you know, it is what it is. Sometimes it rains and we have to close the windows, but today it's warm and sunny.
Love it. Probably better than the weather you experienced when you filmed the original Evil Dead as well, I assume. Yes.
Oh my gosh. Yes. Oh my gosh. But I don't know. You probably do know the story, but we were supposed to film in Michigan and Detroit, and they thought, well, it's going to be a really cold winter, so we'll find something a little bit warmer. So they found a place in Tennessee, which, you know, happens to have more moderate weather, except that fall in 1975, it was one of the coldest October, November, December, January's on record. So
Oh my
yeah,
God.
that
You guys are troopers.
Yes.
Thank you. Yeah, we as the years go by and we say to ourselves, what did we get ourselves into? Yeah, we consider ourselves troopers as well, but we persisted, as they say.
Spirit of filmmaking.
Yeah.
Before we dive too deep into specific questions related to Evil Dead, I wanted to ask you, as someone who's also interested in the field of acting, how exactly did you get into acting? And like, when did you know that acting was what you wanted to do leading into you getting cast as Linda in the Evil Dead?
You know, I really feel that I got the thirst for acting way back in middle school and high school. I was doing high school, and back then we called it junior high productions, and I just loved it. I loved the play. I loved the pretend. I actually then went to Michigan State University originally on a music scholarship, and actually there were a couple of music professors that said, I think you should go over to the theater department and audition for this show. And I said, but I'm in the music department. And they said, why don't you go over and, you know, I told them you were coming. So why don't you go over and audition for a show? And as it happened, I auditioned and made the show, and within a few months changed my major to theater.
Oh,
So,
wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
Good old teachers always twisting your arm to like go this way or that way.
Yeah, lots of teachers know best in a lot of ways. I mean, they were, you know, it took me years to figure that out, but it was actually really one professor, especially, he said, they've called from the theater department and they need some singers for this next production. Would you like to go over? I said, I can't. I have too much to do in the music department. And he actually urged me to go over there. So I'm very grateful.
Wow, that's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess now we'll get into the Evil Dead related questions. So I'm sure you've
Oh,
told
okay.
the story.
Move forward. Yes.
I'm sure you've had this question asked many times, but how did you find out about like Evil Dead and like your audition process for that and stuff?
Well, I found out about it through my agent. So fast forward, after graduation, I worked and sang professionally in Florida in a lot of different venues with a singing group, and then moved to the Detroit area and was actually back then and still now, it was a very active film and TV and commercial arena for the local region and nationally. And so my agent called me and said, "There's 3 young." She never called them gentlemen. She said, "There's 3 young guys that are working on doing this movie, and they would like to meet with you," which kind of meant they didn't want to pay a fee to the agency, and they didn't want to rent a space. And I said, "Well, what is it?" They said, "Well, I'm not sure, but they want to meet you. And so if you're comfortable meeting with them, we don't know much about the project, but you can meet them at this Italian restaurant on like on a Thursday afternoon." Well, I didn't have no idea who they were. And I was dating somebody at the time, and I said, "Come with me and stay in the car, because if I don't come out after a while, you've got to call the police." So I walked into this restaurant at literally at 3 o'clock. It's that, downtime between lunch and dinner. Nobody was there except these 3 young guys, children, we'll call them, back in the corner of this Italian restaurant, with the red and white checkered tablecloths and the red plastic glasses, and none of them were drinking. They were not having wine or Chablis or rosé. They were all drinking, Pepsi and Sprite, and they were blowing paper straw covers to each other. And I went, "Okay, these are the guys I'm supposed to meet." And that's how we met. We sat down and had a visit, and then Sam asked if I would be interested on that following Saturday to come to his house, which wasn't his house, by the way. It was his parents' house. And would I be interested in reading a couple of scenes, with him and with Bruce? And I said yes. And so, that Saturday I knocked on the door, and Mrs. Ramey showed me how to go downstairs in the basement, and we talked and chat. We were all there, and they offered me the role of Linda.
Oh, wow.
That's awesome. That's such a good story.
Yeah, it's true. Every bit. I'm actually probably toning it down a bit, but that's
So what was going through your mind, like, after you first met Sam, Rob, and Bruce, and like you got the part of Linda? Like, how did you feel, and what was the experience like from the moment they gave you the role leading up to the first day of shooting?
Well, actually, I was, first of all, I was embarrassed that I'd had, this boyfriend at the time wait for me, hoping that I would come out alive, because these guys were so harmless, but I had no idea. And then I was offered the role, and they said, there's not much money in it, and it's kind of low budget, but we really want to do this. We might travel to Tennessee. And I thought, oh my gosh, it's my first experience in some sort of horror genre type thing, and we're traveling, we're going out of state. This is really exciting, and I'll only be there 3 weeks, which was great. It was a nice time. It was fall, it was autumn. I was sort of, I hadn't received the script yet, and so of course, whenever you get a job offer in any respect, you're excited, you're relieved, you're grateful, you're thankful. So I thought it was great. It turned out to be more than 3 weeks, and it turned out to be a lot of different issues. But in the end, even though I basically got back on a plane 2 months later to come home, finished with the Tennessee part of the filming, I was glad I participated, and I was really proud of myself and everybody who hung in there and stayed with the project. Because at that time, and I don't know if it's changed now, but at that time, nobody walked. Nobody just said, "Oh, this is ridiculous, I'm not staying here." We all wanted this to happen, in whatever form it was going to end up being. We all wanted this product to be finished and to be done and to be, completed.
You guys believed in the project, and you had a lot of passion for it and wanted to see it through.
I think at the time, although we didn't, I don't know if all the actors did. Of course, there were only really 5 actors in the movie, but the people that were that were tantamount, which was Rob Tappert, Sam Raimi, and Bruce Campbell. I mean, they were going to do this film, and to see that decisiveness and that dedication and that discipline from them, I think helped people during very long nights and very cold nights. Absolutely, when people did, walk off the set or, injure themselves or say, I'm out of here, and then they'd come back 5 minutes later. But it was that drive of those three individuals, that, helped finish the film. I truly believe that.
Wow. Well, I'm glad no one walked, because I don't think the movie would be the same if one of you guys weren't casted in it. And you play such like an important role. Like, oh my God, you're so awesome in that movie. Like the whole like doll thing, like sitting there laughing, like that's one of my favorite scenes in the movie. So it was really awesome.
Yes, I've had a lot of people say it's not one of their favorite for the film, but I've held their hand and walked them through it, and it was interesting. The script was very loosely written, and then a lot of it was improvised there on the set through discussions with the cast members and production. And Sam and Rob and Bruce, they were pretty much 99% always on set, even though even though maybe Bruce wasn't even filming that night, or Rob had something else to do. So it was a huge collaboration. And at one time, we weren't getting the gist of how sweet Linda was. We weren't, we weren't finding the real sweetness. And I said, well, Sam, so we sat and talked, Sam and I, and said, why don't we make her just even sweeter than anything you can expect, if that's possible from me, and just make her sugary sweet like a doll that nobody wants to let go of. And he said, what would you do? I said, well, I would paint her up like a porcelain doll instead of having a silicone mask on her. And I would, have her sing in a very, very sing-song way that it's almost obnoxious and horrible to hear. And he said, like what? I said, well, and I showed him, I said, well, we could do this. And he said, yes, that's it. Oh my God, that's so creepy. And that's how the sweet, possessed Linda truly was sort of, formed. The more I could gross Sam Raimi out, the better the take.
That is amazing. I'm going to piggyback off of G and also say that is like one of my favorite scenes with you. Actually, it's my favorite Linda scene, and it terrified the absolute hell out of me. And to this day, it is still the number one thing that creeps me out of any horror movie I've ever seen.
Really?
Because yes, Evil Dead is the first horror movie I saw that actually got me to become a fan of the genre. And your scene of "We're Gonna Get You" singing, that is to this day the creepiest thing still.
I had to come in because I had to show Betsy something. My daughter is a big horror fan. She's only 8 years old, and she watched all the Evil Dead. And don't judge me, but I'm also a photographer, and she did an homage to Linda, your character, and I just wanted to show it to you.
Oh wow.
Oh my gosh.
So as
That's
you can
amazing.
see, that's my daughter at the door with Bruce Campbell at the top. And this house was actually at the Wizard World Con, and I believe Kris was there also.
I was there, yeah.
During that time. So there you go.
Oh my God, that's
awesome.
fantastic. Well, send her a big hug and kiss, and then you can tell her that I don't believe her father made the right decision. I'll talk to you later.
All right, I'll leave you to that. Thank you.
Okay.
But yeah, like every time I've shown the movie to other people who've seen it for the first time, it always gets the same. People are just like, and then like when you're getting dragged down the steps, which I've heard that hurt a lot. So thank you for going through that pain for us, because
You're welcome.
That whole sequence and like the way the light is perfectly shining on you, and like your baby doll makeup and you're like writhing in the front of the cabin. I'm just like, this is the creepiest thing I've ever seen. Like
Aw.
that whole sequence.
Well, I'll take that as a compliment, and I know Sam would too. So, yeah, it was interesting filming that particular scene. If you look closely, as Ash is dragging Linda up after he hits her and beats her, and hits her and strikes her and whatever, because I got to get rid of her, and drags her across the floor. We did that. We did 1 or 2 takes, and then he said, "Okay, we're going to cut now. Now we have to drag you down the steps." I said, "Well, you're going to do it one time, and that's it." You know, I didn't pull any diva moments very many, but you know, that really, really hurt. After the first time, he said, "You know, we got to do it again." I said, "No. That really, really hurt." And I'm going down the steps. It was awful pain. So he said, "Well, what are we going to do?" I said, "I don't know. You're going to have to either pad the carpet, the steps, or me." So they literally took carpet out of the car and duct taped it to my back. And so we did one more take. But a real point was, when you see Linda being dragged on the floor, you'll see that that character has the mask, the silicone mask on. It's very, very quickly cut and edited. And that originally Linda was going to be masked like the other Deadites, like the other characters. And they left that in there. But the rest of Linda, back and forth and cuts prior to that were with the baby doll face.
Okay, I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
That's a good. You're like, I just ruined the magic.
We said it before convention, so yeah, somebody pointed it out, and we went, okay, the gig is up here. But
I love that scene.
Yeah.
Well, good. I'm glad, because I suffered for you guys just for that.
I appreciate
it. Was worth it. It was worth it.
It was worth it.
So, like, some of the what was the whole makeup thing like on set? Because I think were you and Ellen and Teresa the only women on set?
Oh yeah.
So,
there was no other female on set. We arrived at the beginning of October, I think it was. Beginning or middle of October, and I was there till December 24th. I think Teresa actually stayed. Sarah, aka Sarah York, she stayed until early January, and I think Ellen went home and then came back. And then we did some more shots in the spring in Michigan. We were the only 3 women, and we were sort of each other's bodyguards on the nights or the days that one of us wasn't shooting. The other 2 would go to the set anyway to sort of protect and make sure if we needed anything. It was sort of a camaraderie that was unwritten but honored throughout. Everybody, cast and crew, shared like a 3-bedroom home about 4 miles away, and we had one of the bedrooms, and we just sort of kept to ourselves. And we kept to ourselves because actually within a week after we began shooting, everybody was exhausted. So it's not that we socialized a lot. I mean, you worked on a set, you went home just about sunrise, and you were exhausted, and you had some breakfast, and you went to sleep, So it's not that we kept to ourselves because we just needed our sleep, because we knew we were going back at around 4 or 5 p.m. that night. Oh, wow. So we didn't do a lot of, going out and partying. They really were trying to crunch this film in 3 or 4 weeks, and we just kept having delay after delay after delay after delay. And so that's why it took so long. And they ran out of money, so there was a delay there as well.
The joys of independent filmmaking.
Yeah.
What was like your best memory on set? And then on the flip side of that, what would you say is your worst memory? Assuming it's not the being dragged down the steps. If there's something that was more painful in terms of stunt work, dealing with that.
Well, we'll go with the worst first. I mean, the being dragged down the steps and then up the hill was pretty bad. Bruce had like a broken ankle. You'll notice him going up the hill, the way the camera was angled, it looked like he was limping due to the camera, but he really had I think, broken or badly sprained his ankle. I think he sprained his ankle because a sprain can be more painful than a broken ankle. So, and it wasn't wrapped. He hadn't seen a doctor. It was just about as big as a barge. Right? We knew he had injured it. But going up that hill, but being buried alive, where Linda is then, was buried alive and then erupts from the dirt. I mean, that was me. They really dug a hole about 40 feet from the cabin, and it was very cold and very miserable and very damp, and they put a blanket in there. Oh, thanks. And then they covered me with dirt, and they said, and by the way, folks, dirt is very, very, very heavy. A little tiny amount of dirt is very, very heavy. And so we did 3 or 4 or 5 takes, basically because of it was so cold and because it was heavy. And they had to immediately, once he buried me, threw dirt on me, and then I erupted with my head and my hands, they had to, get me out of there as well. So that was pretty uncomfortable.
Oh my God, that's
brutal.
yeah.
But I think every character, all 5 of the actors, had experiences like that in which they were all really, really had some,
put through the ringer.
Yeah, and it says something for stunt people. I have to tell you, it really does say something for stunt people. So, yeah, of which we had none. So.
And so on the flip side of that, what would you say is like the best memory you've had working on the film? The food, right?
Yeah, I think there's always a time when you film or record or tape a scene and you just know you have it. It may be 5, 10, 15 takes, but just a little turn of the mood or a little switch of words or lighting or something. There were a lot of moments where, we would agree with Sam. We've got this. That was it. We've got it. That's it. Let's move on. I think part of it was, though we were all extremely tired and worn out and wanted to get out of there, we were done. There was still that sense of accomplishment. I knew when I left, even at the end of December, and they were not done filming, I knew they would finish the film. And you felt good about that. But yeah, there were some really nice moments. And again, it was cast and crew, a very small crew and a very small cast that had to pretty much survive together. You had to get along. If you believed in the dream that Sam and Bruce and Rob did, that was, with any collaboration or any amount of teamwork, that's what you had to do. And I think we all did really, really well.
I have to fully agree with that as a fan, because like the hard work you put into the film, like it's a testament to the legacy. It's like it just celebrated its 40th anniversary, and we're here today still talking about it. And I went to the exhibit 3 times because I just love this movie and the franchise so much, and I was in such awe of it. And it's an inspiration to me as well as an actor and a filmmaker, and the spirit of like the hard work of making an indie movie.
Yeah. You're absolutely right. You are absolutely right.
Gee,
Any more? Oh yeah, I was gonna say, do you have any more movie related questions, or should we move on to something like the game, perhaps?
Well, I'll leave that up to Betsy. Do you want to talk more about movies, or do you want to talk about Evil Dead the game? I heard a rumor that you might be involved in that or something like that.
Yeah, but I have to be honest with you. I don't know much about the game. I know it's coming out soon, and I don't know verbiage or lingo. Like I don't know how to play video games. I don't know how to do that. I don't know where I can find certain things in a game or how I get points. It's like you're looking at zip zada nada here. But I do know that it's very much anticipated, and I do know that Bruce has talked a lot about it, and I suppose there's a lot of little secrets in there, and you know that people who are really excellent at video games will find them and enjoy it.
Okay.
I certainly hope they do, um, because it's animated. A lot of our participation, or most of it, is obviously just voiceover. But what was interesting is when we did go into the studio, I had to do a lot of laughing and a lot of baby doll Linda and a lot of looking at the studio engineer going, oh my God. So I'm hoping that it was successful, and I hope it has a good run.
Oh, I'm sure it'll be successful. I was curious, what was it like stepping back into this role, like however many years later? Because you're the original Linda, and we know we've had other people, step into the role, but like you're the OG, as they say, and this is like your first time like getting to really come back in an official capacity as the character. Like, what was that like?
It was actually nothing but fun. It really was. I will say, when we do conventions, Linda has always been asked to do her laugh song, and it always gets a big response at Q&As and whatever. And it's like sometimes they're just afraid. They don't want to hear it, but they want to hear it. They don't want to see it, but they want to see it. But to step back in and said, now you've got to pretend. Remember, Betsy, you've got to pretend this happened 30, 40 years ago, and you've got to, get back into your young Linda stance. It was kind of fun. It was kind of fun. I hope it was successful. I don't know. I haven't seen the final thing yet.
Were you excited to get the call that they wanted you back to play Linda, even if it's just a voiceover?
Oh, sure. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I think some people, when they do a film, whether it be horror or whatever, they hear, oh my gosh, I can't believe I did that film back when I was a teenager. I can't believe it. And, at different conventions over the years, we've also spoken to TV celebrities who are in their 60s and 70s now, and their first TV experience was when they were a teenager, or even younger. And you have to embrace it. It's part of your life. It's part of your life. There's always going to be things that maybe you're not super proud of, or you could have done better. But, at the time you did the best, and you made the best decision at the time you did when you made the decision. And I made a decision to do this film. And sure, there are things that I don't like in any horror film. I'm not a horror film fan. But yeah, it's been a great experience, and I embrace it. And it's been great, absolutely awesome meeting fans over the years that we did not know this had a worldwide. I did not know this had a worldwide cult following. Did not.
What's it like, that feeling? Oh, sorry, G, were you about to say something?
No, I was just gonna say that's awesome. Like, the fans of Evil Dead are such big fans of it. Like, it's really cool that it's had this reach and for so long.
It's one of the huge benefits. I think both Teresa, aka Sarah York, and Ellen and I have talked about many, many, many times, and it comes from the heart, truly. As Ladies of the Evil Dead, we had no idea, and meeting every fan has been, really a great experience. And they have stories to tell. They have, when they first saw it, and how old they were, and what it did to them, and how many times they've seen it, and that it was part of their childhood or their teenage years or the young adult years. It's really, it's flattering. It's really a nice feeling when people say something, complimentary to you, right?
Yeah.
And it's just been a lot of fun realizing that there is this genre out there. We had no idea when we even started Ladies of the Evil Dead, 22 years ago, that there was this fan basis. All of us had stopped acting in some capacity for a while. We were married, we were raising children. That, took a priority. And truly, I know that both of you realized that it was the success of the video stores that also made a lot of these movies cult classics. And I've said this story in conventions and in other interviews, when I was growing up, and I'm so much older than you, but a movie came to town. It was exciting and wonderful, and you wanted to try and get there on Friday or Saturday night because you knew it was leaving Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
It was leaving town Sunday. There were only so many times you could buy a ticket and go to that movie in the 7 or 10 days that it was there. Video stores, as you well know, you could go in and rent it for a weekend and watch it 92 times. And that really turned the corner on a lot of films in this genre, in this age, in this time frame.
I fully agree with that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because there's been a lot of talk about how like the video store boom helped elevate the success of Evil Dead. You know, all the way from the video nasty scenario that happened in the UK up to, you know, it being released and, as all fans know, re-released and re-released on multiple formats and editions across the past, you know, 30-ish odd years since it's been on video. So it really is incredible to be here today with you, especially talking about your character and the legacy of your character in this franchise, because we love it and we can't get enough of it. Hence the term Deadites for us as fans, you know.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's great, and I tell you, we truly do love the fans, and it's been a great train ride, really, truly, in all sincerity.
So you mentioned, or wait, oh my gosh, this whole this whole online podcast thing is tricky to figure out who's going to talk when. I'll let you go, Kris.
No. I didn't know if you had a question you were going to read that, so you go right
Oh,
ahead.
yeah. You mentioned like conventions and meeting fans and stuff. Has there been like a fan experience you had that like has like stuck with you or was like really touching?
That was literally what I was going to ask too. You took my question.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Well, we've met generations of families. We've had people come up and say, "This is my son and this is my grandson," and we all watch it on Friday nights. I'm going, "Oh my gosh, guys, really, maybe we can get you some, you know, help or whatever." But there's always a story that actually the three of us tell. We were at a convention and this young couple came up and the young gentleman said, "Can I show you something?" We said, "Sure," because a lot of fans bring items, you know, to the show to show us that they've actually made or created or they want us to sign. And he kind of rolled up his shorts on one leg, and there was a tattoo of the three of us ladies of the Evil Dead. And we went, "Wow, that's right up there," and that's really ridiculous. And we took pictures and everything like that, and it was a first. There's a number of tattoos of all of us on various people on their ankles and their arms and their elbows, but not one on the upper thigh. And so that was pretty unique. And they said, "Will you do me the favor of signing, you know, your name under each of the tattoos?" Okay, fine. So we did that. Great, bye. And you know, and so the next night we had a film screening, and they showed up again, and he had shorts on again. He said, "You're not going to believe this. Can I show you?" And we said, "Oh, you've showed us already." We said, No. I've done something else, and I think you know where I'm going with this. He actually had all three of the signatures tattooed earlier that afternoon. So that was quite an honor. But when you think about it, for the rest of his life, no matter how young or how old, or whatever he's doing, without clothes on, whether he's, you know, swimming in Lake Michigan or whatever, there we are.
Yeah.
There we are. I mean, forever. Here we are. So, I mean, sometimes you can hide things with socks but yeah, here we are. Yeah.
Oh my God.
We always get a kick out of, we haven't seen them again, but yeah. We just didn't put one and one together that when we signed it, he was going to go and get a tattoo. But
That's so funny.
so like wherever you see him, and there it is, if you don't know the three ladies of the dead, you can just look at our signatures there, and there we are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's got like an eternal reference. Like if someone is like, who played Ash's girlfriend? He can just roll up his pants like if like, it was Betsy Baker.
Yeah. Yeah. Even when he's in the old folks' home. Yeah.
Yeah.
which will someday happen. Someday it will happen. I'm just I'm hoping I'm not in the same old folks.
Oh no.
And you never know. You never know. Yeah.
Oh my god, you are right, Betsy. Oh my god. Oh man. I'm trying to think, how much time do we have left?
I think we have time for like 2 more questions.
5 minutes. So Gee, I'll let you ask one more and then I'll ask.
Okay, so I asked this question to Tim Philo on our last episode, so I'm going to ask you.
Okay.
You get a call, and they're making a biopic of the making of the Evil Dead movie, and they say, who would you like, any actor, dead or alive, to portray you?
Gosh. Well. Okay. How many answers can I have?
3.
Okay. I would say Sally Field.
Oh my god, I see it.
Yeah. I would also say, because I used to wish I could fly like the Flying Nun, Sally Field. And Betty White, Betty White. And I don't know who would be the third one. We'll go with somebody younger. I don't know. Jennifer Lawrence. What? I have no idea. There's no way any of them would do it, but that's who I would choose.
You never know, but those are some really good answers, honestly.
Yeah.
As soon as you said Sally Field, I was like, oh my god, I see it. Like,
yeah, that's who it would be. But I don't know. Who would you see as if you had the choice of having somebody do the biopic?
Oh, I don't know.
See, not so easy. Not so
It's tough. I'd have to pull up some, I don't know, lookbooks and try to match faces. Maybe Sydney Sweeney.
Oh, look at that. Look at that. Look at you. All right. I'll have to think about that one. Okay.
I guess my final question would be, what are some current projects that you have going on or anything upcoming that you're allowed to talk about that you're excited about?
First of all, wait a minute. I want to put this on because I don't want to lose power. Wouldn't that be a drag? I'm so technologically savvy. I told you that before already. Well, current projects. I actually, lately I've been doing a bunch of voiceover for foreign film and TV.
Okay.
Dubbing, which they're all quiet secret things, so I can't, I don't even know what they are, but I do them. So I do a lot of that. And I actually I have a small role in an upcoming feature film called Lola James. And I have I just finished, I think it's a British show, a Disney Hulu show called The Wedding Season, a very small role in that. But, things keep coming up all the time. And it's just fun to work. I enjoy it. I really, really, really enjoy it. It's been a little tough with the pandemic, but it's been tough for everybody. So I'm certainly not complaining. But
yeah, I'm
Alrighty.
glad to hear you're still working.
It's
really good to hear.
Thank you.
Because you are an amazing actress and you're very talented, and obviously we love you and your work. So
well, you are very, very sweet to say that. I am privileged to be here, and I'm glad it worked out because I am not technologically savvy. How I'm doing this, quite frankly.
Well, you could have fooled us that you weren't technologically savvy because you got this working well. I believe that is all the time we have, but we are going to ask you to stick around after we do our little closing bit so we can chit chat a little bit more after the show.
Okay.
But Betsy, I just wanted to say thank you so much for taking some time to hang out with us and chit chat about you and your legacy with the Evil Dead.
Thank you for having me.
We love you.
I love you back.
Alrighty, and thank you everyone else for watching and listening. Make sure you follow us on Facebook and Patreon. Hail to the Deadites is available in the US on Shudder, and in Canada, you can rent it on Vimeo for only $3.99. If you are from Canada, there's going to be a Blu-ray version available, or you can head to Amazon. And if you're from France, it's available on the online platform Shadows. Thank you for joining us, and stay groovy.